cancel culture is the most vile, pathetic fucking thing in the entire goddamn world. Because everybody who tries to cancel somebody ends up looking like this, or this, or even using pictures like this as a default photo. And it is just disgusting, man. You're literally getting bullied by society's rejects. People who never got good enough to be picked for a sport. People who never had friends. People who definitely never got laid. People who didn't understand that, you know, consent has to be a thing whenever you're addressing, you know, conversations with a woman, you know. But these people came after Scott because he donated money to Donald Trump. And they finally found out about that for some reason because, you know, it's well known that he's a devout Christian. And I don't know if these people realize it or not, but, like, Christians don't really side with the left as much. I know, a crazy concept, right? So, yeah, they went after him. He said yesterday, and he was being a Chad about it too. He was like, I'm not going to get canceled. I don't care if I get canceled. I don't really give a shit what you say. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm retiring from doing this. So congratulations, you toxic son of a bitches. You drove off a really cool creator for game development. I like Five Nights at Freddy's. I have a plush. I like Bonnie. I'm going to get Bonnie as a tattoo. I decided that back in 2014 I was going to get Bonnie as a tattoo. I really like Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not a mega fan, of course. I'm not in the fandom. They do have some of the most weird fandom I've ever seen. You know, just filled to the brim with fucking furries and people who just want to have sex with animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese. I don't really understand it myself, but you know, it is what it is. These people are very devout and set on their actions and their way of life, and this is what they want. Now, I think it's fucking hilarious that all the hit pieces on Scott are saying how he's insulted the LGBT community from donating to the Republicans because the majority of Five Nights at Freddy's players are part of the LGBT. Well, the LGBT is not a majority of fucking anything other than pride festivals. That's the reality of shit. I don't know if people seem to understand this or not, but the LGBT is such a fucking small community in, you know, the US. It's really not that lot. Like, I don't know, like, people are just trying to make it out, like, if you ever watch TV shows and movies and stuff now, like, they have, like, 15 gay characters now. Realistically speaking, that's just not the fucking case. Now, you probably got a couple who are, like, fucking confused and whatever, and, you know, that shit happens, you know. I used to think I could be a Super Saiyan all the way up until I was, like, 15, if I tightened my muscles tight enough and screamed. And these are the people who dye their hair blue and they call themselves a girl or call themselves a boy when they're really not, and it, you know, it's really whatever. I don't give a fuck. You can call me transphobic. I'm not being transphobic. I'm just saying for what it is. I don't hate trans people. I'm not scared of trans people. People need to also remember what phobia is. It's not that you hate something. It's that you're afraid of something. I know, wild concept, right? But it's just ridiculous that they drove Scott out of wanting to do this now. I mean, take it from what I'm reading right here. He started doing this back when he was in his mid-30s. And he continued making Five Nights at Freddy's games all the way to his mid-40s, and he felt like he kind of missed out on a lot in life. It's understandable, but it's a job. Like, I mean, we all are. Like, I work a lot. I kind of feel like I'm missing out on a lot. I don't get enough sleep. You've heard me say this a million times. You can clearly see these bags under my eyes. I get about 3 hours of sleep a day. I'm dying. But it is what it is, man. No, just everyone's celebrating his, like, retirement on Twitter and everything. From what I see, I don't know, you can't get on Twitter. I'm not allowed to be on Twitter. But I think it's just disgusting that these people are sitting here, they're just so fucking happy to run this man into retirement. You know, he's got your money, by the way. He's a fucking millionaire. Like, he's not hurting, financially speaking. This man has more money than you're ever going to have in your fucking entire life working a part-time job. Fucking handing out, you know, dollar menu items through a drive-through window. This man is set for fucking life, and that's because you bought his game. Now, you may celebrate it and say his games are shit now, but we all loved Five Nights at Freddy's when it first came out. It was a very interesting, original idea. It was fucking cool. It blew up the internet by storm. My friend, one of my friends told me, like, hey, you need to look into this, and I did. I thought it was fucking amazing. It's also the only videos from Markiplier that I can actually sit through. I know, I'm sorry. I don't really like Markiplier too much, but it is what it is. But I think it's really cool. I thought Scott was very ingenious on his storytelling with the games. I've been waiting on the live action movie. I think the closest one we got is that Nicolas Cage movie that just came out like a year ago or something. I don't really remember. But yeah, I really like Five Nights at Freddy's. I always thought it was a really, really cool idea. I like Chuck E. Cheese. I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese all the time as a kid. So yeah, this kind of hurt a little bit. So, not gonna lie about that one, guys. My boys, my dudes, my men, my famzillas, whatever the fuck you want me to call you. Cancer culture, man. I don't know, like, I would never cave. Like, if you come after me, I'm just gonna be like, alright, you're fucking dumb. I deal with stupid people coming at me, like, every single day. I always say some shit that the people don't like, and they think I'm trolling, or they think I'm just doing this shit intentionally to raise some anger. And I do that to an extent. I'm not gonna lie, I do that. But I do that when I'm bored. But most of the time, actually, I take that back. Anytime I actually say anything, I'm legitimately like it's a very fairly obvious whenever I'm just bullshitting the bullshit, especially when I'm talking. I know you can't tell that like whenever I message or whatever, but I typically say things that I really believe. And it's not all the time, but you know what I mean. But I'll say something that I believe, and people lose their fucking mind. I said some shit about Pride whenever it came out almost 3 weeks ago, when all the fucking companies were changing their logos to the rainbow flag or whatever, and I was just like, oh boy. You know what my favorite thing about Mortal Kombat, apart from the fatalities, is all the fucking gay sex scenes in the background when you play the game, because, you know, Mortal Kombat's all about pride. That's fucking great, dude. Like, Noob Saibot's getting fucked by smoke in the background while Scorpion's getting a fatality on Reptile. And people got mad at me, and they were just like coming at me like, why do you got a lip ring? Why do you look like this? Why do you look like that? And I'm like, I don't know. Why did you look like you floated here on a fucking wooden door from Puerto Rico? Like, the fuck you want me to say? And people get mad. I mean, you know, it's just really whatever. I don't give a fuck. People are like, you're really just trying to get kicked off the internet. And I'm like, that's never going to happen. Because if I do, I'll just make another account and I'll be back. Like, you can't keep me down. Also, like I've said, I don't give a fuck if anybody, like, tries to shut me down or whatever. Like, you go fuck yourself, okay? Like, seriously, you're the most beta fucking men in this entire world. And as I said, I think at the beginning of the video, it's funny because these are society's rejects. These are people who did not get to go with anybody to prom, except for the fat girl who sits alone on the bleachers during gym class. That's who you took to prom. Actually, I take that back. She took you to prom. These are the people that bitch about it. These are the people who have so little testosterone in their system. They're just pumped full of fucking estrogen, and they think it's okay to play women's sports because, you know, now we have to celebrate beating women. But these are the fucking people that went after Scott because he donated to the GOP or to Trump or whatever, because, you know, he's a Christian, and it's kind of hard concept to remember that, you know, some people have different political opinions than you. Like, I rip on people who think differently than me, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and try to make you lose your fucking job over that shit. I'm not going to sit there and try to take away your livelihood or separate you from your family. Like, I'm fucked up in the head, but I understand, like, there are certain steps you should not be taking towards other people. That's all I'm going to say on that. So, for all these beta males out here, all these little sissy crybabies who are fucking just God spit, you're the cum stain on the side of the bed that your father should have left and said he got inside of your mom's hair and she put it in her fucking snatch. You are the product of that. That's all I'm going to fucking say. Peace out. Go fuck yourself.